Are you wanting to go from this forward, slouched, head forward posture at your desk to this more upright, more pain-free posture at your desk? Well, if so, you're in the right place. Well, you're on the right channel at least. If this is the first time seeing my How to Improve Posture at Your Desk series, this is actually part 3 in this series. I have 2 previous parts. They're in the cards above. Now, this first routine that's on the screen right now, this was 7 simple exercises. They take about 8 minutes to complete. Then, of course, in part 2, I bumped up the difficulty just a bit. Those were 8 simple exercises to improve posture at your desk, and that routine took about 12 minutes to complete, I believe. And now this is the third part. We've bumped up the difficulty again just a little bit. This is 9 simple exercises to improve posture at your desk. Now, I want you to, if you are just joining and this is in part 3 is the first time you're seeing this, I really want you to go back to part 1. Spend at least 2 weeks doing that exercise at least 1 time per day. It only takes 8 minutes. Do it in a break from your work throughout the day. You know, go put on a pot of coffee while it's brewing, do your exercises, then go grab it. And same thing with part 2. I want you doing that one for 2 weeks before you progress to part 3. And now that we are at part 3, I hope that you've been doing all those for the past 4 weeks. And I hope that you've been seeing some improvement. If you came back to watch this video, I know you have seen some improvement and you're loving what's going on. So let's get into what's going to be the routine for part 3. 9 simple exercises. Oh, I did 3 part 3, but 9 simple exercises to improve posture at your desk. All right. I'm going to get the camera situated for the first exercise and we'll get started. Actually, one more quick thing. Just like the previous 2 parts, you're only going to need 4 things to complete this exercise. You're going to need your yoga strap, a yoga block, an office chair, like you probably use to sit at your desk, and a wall. So let's get started. Okay, the first exercise is called wall presses. Now there are 4 simple positions to this exercise. We're going to be doing 5 repetitions, 1 set of 5 repetitions in each position. To get started, I want you to stand with your heels as close to the wall as you can get them, with your hips against the wall, with your shoulders against the wall, and to start with, our head against the wall as well. Now we're going to be using a spread fingers hand position for this exercise here. We're going to put our arms out at about 45 degrees. Back of the hand is against the wall, pressing against the wall with the entire arm lightly. And look at my toes. They are slightly pigeon-toed. Big toe is angled in about 5 or 10 degrees. To get started, once everything is against the wall, we're going to relax our shoulders here and then just start bringing the shoulder blades in and together here. Ready? Let's count off 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now for this next part and next set, we're going to let gravity take our head forward. Get a nice stretch in the back part of the neck. Back of the hand still against the wall. Bring those shoulder blades together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the third set, we're going to bring our head back up, but look what's happening with the hands. I've now switched my hand position. The palms are pressing into the wall, fingers still spread, everything else the same. Head against the wall, 5 more repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now last set, we're going to let gravity take the head again. Keep those shoulders against the wall, hands against the wall, everything else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so those are wall presses. For the second exercise, we're staying against the wall. One more time, we're going to be using elbow curls. Wall elbow curls. Before I get into it, I want to show you what we're doing with our hands here. We're doing something special with the hands. I want you to ball up your fists, bend your thumbs out at 90 degrees. And now you're going to pull those hands back. So you've got lots of tension along the back part of the hand, but these other knuckles are bent. See what we're doing here? This is called the golfer's grip in postural therapy. So now we are going to stay against the wall just like before. Feet slightly pigeon-toed. Heels as close to the wall as you can get them. Hips, shoulders, and head against the wall. Elbows against the wall with the outside part of our fingers here against the head. Now I'm going to curl in with my elbows. But look, I am not letting my fist ball up. I am keeping tension along the back side of the hand here. We're going to do 20 repetitions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, those are wall elbow curls. Third exercise, we're bringing our chair back into the mix here, as well as both the yoga strap and the yoga block. We're going to be tailoring this exercise and the next one to your individual sitting posture. What do I mean by that? Well, I want you to take a seat and relax. Take a couple of breaths and just see what happens. For most people, one of two things is going to happen. Their legs are going to start to fall apart, or their legs are going to fall together. If your legs fall together, you're going to put this strap around your knees, and you're going to put the block between your ankles like this. Now, my knees tend to want to fall out. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to put this strap around my ankles, and I'm going to put the block between my knees. Now, if you have the strap around your knees, just above the knees here, you're going to press out against the strap while squeezing the block between your ankles. If, like me, you have the block between your knees, you're going to press the block between your knees and squeeze the block between your knees and press the strap around your ankles, okay? So, these are called either double doubles or double switches. Double double or double switch. You're switching it up the position, right? Now, what I want you to do is just rest your hands in your lap here. We are going to get a nice upright sitting posture to the best of your ability. I don't want you to intentionally slouch or anything. If you've watched some of the previous routines, you know what I mean, because in some of those we did intentionally slouch. This one, no. We're in as upright a posture as possible. We're going to press the block between our knees, squeeze the block, press the strap, and contractions and releases 20 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, now with the next part of this exercise, we're going to keep this position with the blocks and the straps that you've got. What's going to be different is we're going to do a static hold on the lower body while we're doing an upper body exercise. We did something similar last week, but a new upper body exercise now. So I want you to statically press the strap, squeeze the block, and then we're going to do arm circles up here. So we're going to be utilizing two different hand positions. We're going to use fingers spread and fists balled tight. I'm going to call them fingers and fists. First, we're going to do fingers with arm circles here. So we're going to spread my fingers wide, palms towards the floor, and shoulder blades tucked. I do not want to see those shoulder blades going up towards the ears. No, we're keeping those shoulder blades down. We're going to do forward circles here, 15 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure you're keeping those pressed in the lower body. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, now we're going to ball the fist tightly, still palms down, still shoulder blades tucked, and forward arm circles once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're going back to those fingers spread position. Palms up, shoulder blades tucked, but now we're doing backwards circles. So these were forward before, backwards now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Next, we're going back to that balled fist position. This is the last position of this exercise. Palms towards the ceiling, fist balled tight, shoulder blades tucked, backward circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, now you can relax. I bet you're feeling it in your arms and probably your lower body after all that. You can set the yoga strap aside, but for this next exercise, or actually for the next exercise after this one, we're going to be using that strap. So just place it on your chair, put the chair aside. We're going to be doing 3 position toe raises. Let me move the camera once more. Okay, for 3 position toe raises, we're using the wall again. We're going to be facing the wall this time, okay? So, first off, I want your fingertips lightly against the wall, just so you can stabilize your upper body. If you start to fall forward, gives you some tactile sense there. We're going to go fully duck-footed. Look how my feet are pointing out at 45 degrees, equally pointing out on each side. We're going to go up onto our toes, back down in slow controlled motions for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, next we're going to do our feet again slightly pigeon-toed, middle of the foot pointing straight ahead, big toes angled just slightly inward a little bit. 10 more counts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we are going to go fully pigeon-toed. Look at this, my big toes are touching, or as pigeon-toed as you can go. If you can go all the way, that's great. But angle your feet in as much as you possibly can. This is going to take your heels apart, pointing outwards. And now we're going to go 10 more here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those are 3 position toe raises. Next, we are going to do our sitting heel raises. If you've done the previous exercises, you know what's going on here. Let me move the camera. Okay, sitting heel raises. We're going to place the block between our knees, all right? Now, we're going to be lifting up from the hips. I'm going to talk about what's happening in the feet, though. So, when I lift up from the hips, the ball of my foot and my toes are resting on the ground ever so gently. Imagine a piece of paper underneath the ball of your feet. When you do this lift, I could slide that piece of paper out with 0 effort. So they're just barely resting. We are not pushing up with the balls of our feet. We are lifting from deep in the hip flexors here. We're going to have an upright posture in the upper body, and you can rest your hands on your armrest or on your lap here. 1, 2 sets of 10 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a little break if you need to. This is a deceptively difficult exercise, as I'm sure you know if you've been doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, those are sitting heel raises with block. Now you can finally set that block aside because you're not going to need it anymore. Next exercise is standing windmills. Let me move up the camera. Okay, for standing windmills, we are once again going to be back against the wall. Heels hip width apart, as close to the wall as you can get them. Slightly pigeon-toed. We're going to be spreading our fingers wide, putting our arms out to 90 degrees all the way. Now we're going to dip back and forth, kind of like a windmill, right? And we are going to do 5 repetitions in 4 positions. Lots of 4 position exercises in this routine. So now we are going to go back one way then the other. Now look what's happening. I'm moving my entire upper body as a unit. I'm not doing this. The relative position of my neck and my hands stays this, or my neck and my shoulders stays the same. So let's do 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now for the second position, upper body work is the same, but now we're going to spread our feet to about hip width apart, or I'm sorry, shoulder width apart, wider than before. Now look what's happening. I have not everted my feet here, right? Both my feet are still pointing straight ahead, even slightly pigeon-toed with the big toes angling in. 5 more right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 5 there. Now we're going to go feet as wide as you comfortably can go. I don't want you to cause any pain here. But again, I have not everted my feet. My feet are still pointing straight ahead. That's the difficult part for a lot of people here. 5 more in this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, finally for the 4th set, you're probably feeling it quite a bit in your legs right now, I'll bet. We're going to go back to the same thing as the first position. Give your legs a little break. 5 more in this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, only 2 more exercises left. That was standing windmills. The 8th exercise is wall clock. Okay, for a wall clock, we're going to use that same golfer's grip. So remember, thumbs out, ball your fist, pull the knuckles back. There we go. That's how we do golfer's grip. We're going to be doing that same position. My hands are going to go a little bit out of frame. I can't quite get the camera far enough away, but that's okay. You'll see what's happening. So, we're going to stand facing the wall, toes very close if not touching the wall. We're going to go fully pigeon-toed once again. You see, as much as fully pigeon-toed as you can go. My toes are touching. Go to whatever degree you can. You're going to let the forehead rest against the wall. You're going to set a timer for 30 seconds. And before I start that timer, I'm going to put my arms up. I'm rotating my entire arm and my thumbs out away from the wall. I don't want to see your thumbs resting against the wall. Whole arm is going to be rotated out. Arms at 12 o'clock here. So 30 seconds right here. So you know what, just to save some time in the video, I think I'm going to just demonstrate these 3 positions. You can count for 30 seconds. You can set your own timer. For the second position, so first position was 12 o'clock, second position is 10 and 2. Now I think you can see my thumbs here in the image. See how they're rotated away from the wall, the whole arm is. I would be here for 30 seconds, more like here, 10 and 2. Then for the third and final position, we're going to 9 and 3 against the wall. That's why we call this wall clock, because we use the clock positions. And I would do 30 seconds right here. Again, notice how my thumbs are not towards the wall, actively rotating away from the wall like this. So those are the 3 positions of wall clock. The 9th and final exercise, this is the one where you saw me in the fast forward video laying on the ground for a while. We're going to spend 5 minutes in what's called lying supine with block and chair, or at least that's what I call it. Now, I'm not going to make you watch me do this for 5 minutes. I'm going to demonstrate the proper technique. We're going to use this block one more time. You're going to want to get to where you have plenty of room on the ground to lay down. I'm going to place this block on my chair. I'm going to lay down such that my knees are completely straight. And why do I have this block here? I am not pressing this block with very much strength at all. In fact, my feet are just barely touching it. The block serves as a tactile reminder to not let my feet, see what happens if my feet go out, the block falls. So that's why we have the block. Because you know if you do it wrong, because the block is going to fall out of position. So I'm going to grab the block once more. I'm going to put my feet right here. I'm not pressing the block, just letting it remind me to not let my feet droop out. I am going to pull my feet towards my head though. I got my legs completely straight, my arms out at about 45 degrees, palms up. You would set a timer here for up to 5 minutes, just resting in this position. And what we're doing here is initiating a nice stretch on the hip flexors, getting the hip flexors working the same on the left and right side of the body, and decreasing compensations in the upper part of the body. So hold that for 5 minutes, and that is everything you need to know for this third part of this series of how to fix your posture at your desk. Now I hope that you've been, again, or let me re-speak. If you have not done parts 1 and 2 of this series, you're not ready for this series yet. This routine is predicated on you having done at least 2 weeks of part 1, at least 2 weeks of part 2, and then you move to part 3. And again, you would do this once per day during a break from your work day, maybe on your lunch, wherever it is. You can do it before, you can do it after. I would recommend before though, because then you'll get the benefits throughout the day while you're sitting at your desk. Now, if you want to see more videos like this, I hope that you consider subscribing to my channel. You can find me on TikTok, on Instagram, on Snapchat, on Pinterest. I've got a link tree in the description to all the different social media platforms I'm on. Of course, I'm on Facebook too, and blah, blah, blah. I have a newsletter. I have articles from medium.com. And, just so many ways that I provided here for you to improve your posture. You can even join my Facebook group, Posture Monsters on Facebook. It's a great place, a growing community where you can ask questions with other people who are also trying to improve their posture. I even chime in too every now and then. So I hope that you really enjoyed this. My name is John Clark with the Posture Pain Connection. I hope you have a functional and pain-free day. But if you don't, be sure to contact me.